The fact is now, because of what's going on in the world, people are rethinking, am I meant to go to a job? Am I meant to get in a traffic jam again? Am I meant to put a tie on? Am I like, they're recalibrating what the heck their life is all about. And sometimes it takes major catastrophes or pandemics and so on to have people do a little bit of self-analysis and break free of that monotonous rat race. You know, I get up, I brush my teeth, I get in my car, I drive, I honk my horn, I park my car, I go to work, I turn on my computer. And sometimes we just need that interrupted just for a second. And that interruption facilitates the ability to say, wait a minute, I didn't choose this. I didn't choose any of this. So like, if I was to wave a magic wand, I wouldn't have made this. So I think a lot of people are in a place now where they can reevaluate what's important. And now social behavior has changed so much that any human being can virtually work from anywhere in the world and virtually do anything in the world. So I think now's a great time for people to actually, get started. I think that's why it is. So there's kind of three big metrics. Is the market size and the growth has changed because of the fact that there are 300 million active people on Zoom every day in, day out now, which was 10 million just a couple of years back. So the growth is ridiculous. It's the social behavior of everyone's using it now. And it's the low-cost barrier to entry. Nowadays, you can go and do what you love for nothing. I mean, you've run live events. When we're allowed to run live events, your live events are amazing. They're engaging and energizing, and people come to your rooms and they're all having a great time and it's all happening. But you and I both know that costs a fortune. We've got to rent the room. We've got to rent the AV. We've got to pay for the air tickets and the accommodation. So the barrier to entry now for people to go and do what they love is zero. Zoom is free. It's free. You get your account for free and you can talk for 40 minutes to 100 people and it doesn't cost a cent.
Yeah.
So those three reasons alone make now the best time. I mean, it really is. We've never seen an opportunity like it in the history of the human race. Now is the best time. That's why everyone should be doing what they love.
I know it makes sense. And, you say like, you mentioned the rat race. Then you also mentioned like the people that can actually monetize their knowledge and their passion. Tell us a little bit more about those two extremes, because some people might still be in the rat race and know that it might not be the right fit. And then there's these other people that are already on the journey of creating a new business of their own. Tell us a bit about the two.
I think at the end of the day, people have to acknowledge that self-worth is an important thing. And everyone sort of wanders around wishing they had more self-worth, only realizing that their choices they're making in life are reinforcing that they have a low self-worth. Now, people who work for other people, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with at all to going to any job on the planet. I've been incredibly happy in many jobs that I've had in my life. But it's also important to realize that if we sit at a job we don't like and we're constantly dreaming of abundance and wealth and finances, but we're not doing anything about it, we're reinforcing that we don't believe we have a lot of self-worth. And so we end up in this conundrum of our biggest dream becomes our worst nightmare. And I think remaining completely ignorant to what's possible is probably one of the greatest things a person can do, because they'll be happy, right? the second we know we can do more and we don't do anything about it, we're now plagued with this nightmare that grains on us. And then we sit there going around, oh, I'm not getting paid what I'm worth and no one values me in the whole world. And so we start moping about the fact that no one values us. But because we're not valuing ourselves, we continue to enter this rat race and go to a job we don't like. Now, if I've learned anything in life, I don't even profess to come close to knowing, 1/1000th of what there is to know about the life. But in the little that I do know, I'm acutely aware that it's very difficult to truly say that you love yourself if you spend 8 hours of your day in a job you don't love, because your mind can't believe you love yourself if you punish yourself for 8 hours a day. So there's people all over the world who are trying to get more love in their life and more abundance, more financial freedom and so on. Yet for 8 hours a day, they punish themselves by sitting at a job they don't enjoy. So their unconscious mind saying, well, if you're trying to say you love me, but you keep punishing me. So the problem is, if people don't make a decision to package up what they know, if people don't make a decision to draw a line in the sand and say, all right, I have knowledge that is valuable. I have knowledge that I can use to transform people's lives. The oldest product on planet Earth is organized knowledge. The oldest career on planet Earth is the sharing of knowledge. So it's not a fad. It's not going anywhere. And so if we don't make a decision right now to extract the knowledge from our minds and share that with the world, then not only does the world not change, but we run the risk of doing something that Wayne Dyer would often talk about. Just you brought up Wayne Dyer, we may as well use some more Wayne Dyer comments in. But he would often say, you know, don't ever die with your music still in you. And we've had, I don't know, probably 45,000 students go through our courses in the last 11 years. And every time I meet anybody, without a doubt, everyone you meet has something of value. They have a message, a song, some music, something in them that needs to come out. But as they sit in that rat race experience of life, it never comes out. And so they end up dying and their music never got shared with the world. And, you know, I think everyone complains about how bad the world is and how messed up it is. It's only as bad as it is because people sit dormant doing nothing with their knowledge. If people...
And their passion kind of gets paralyzed.
Exactly. I mean, I believe the secret to all solutions on the planet is to do what you love. So it's one thing to bash away on your keyboard and troll everybody and do nothing with your life. It's a whole nother thing to actually get out there. And in our company, we label those people. We call them dormant difference makers. They know how to make a difference, but they're laying dormant. And it's their dormancy, if that's a correct word, I don't know if that's a word, but it's the fact that they stay, well, it is now, consider Graham, it's got to be real.
We'll add it to the dictionary.
That's it. But I think the reality is that if a human being, if everyone on the planet just decided to wake up and actualize their passion, actualize what inspires them, you'd be so inspired by your life, you wouldn't have time to have arguments. You wouldn't have time to be causing wars. You wouldn't have time to be trolling people. The whole world would shift.
Yep.
So sharing knowledge, I believe, is the key to that, because everyone wants to be inspired and feel a sense of inspiration. But people don't realize that your DNA is it's actually programmed to share knowledge. You ask anyone on the planet, do you feel good when you share your knowledge with somebody and it improves their life? And everybody will say, I feel fantastic. But you ask everyone on the planet, do you like painting houses? They'll say no. Do you like doing your tax? No. Do you like, you ask every other occupation on the planet and not everyone's going to say yes to it. But if you ask everyone on the planet, do you like sharing your knowledge and it improves someone's life? They say, yeah, I kind of feel kind of good when I do that.
On that, Ben, if I can pause you for a moment, like